Mic check.
Good morning and welcome to the 2019 Glasgow International Swim Meet. I'm joined here, my name is Stuart Johnson, I am joined by Tom Scally, who's going to be with you all weekend. Morning Tom, good, thank you. And we're also joined by Ian Wright, meet director for this meet. So obviously we've got 3 days of excellent swimming action coming up, which we're really looking forward to. The Olympic programme here, so we have all the events. We've got some of the shorter events, some of the different events, some of the longer events. Tom, what are you looking forward to seeing this weekend?
I'm definitely looking forward to seeing all that middle distance stuff. So we're going to see some 200s, some 400s. We've got some great stuff coming up in 400 IM. Some great swimmers from Glasgow itself and around the UK and Europe. So that's going to be a really exciting event for me.
What about you, Ian? You've obviously helped to put this programme together. So what's your highlights? Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think one of my highlights is definitely going to be that what always is a battle between Amy Wilmot and Hannah Miley. Obviously, Hannah's still coming back from a little bit of surgery over the off-season, so it'll be interesting to see. I'm sure she's likely to be using this as sort of a test event to see where she's going in that rehab. We'll see her coming up. Obviously, pool's looking magnificent behind us. I'm sure you can probably just about make that out through the screen here. But I mean, Ian, obviously this big event for Glasgow City of Glasgow swim team for the pool. How did this all come about? Take us through what kind of was the ethos behind the event. Obviously you mentioned those sponsors there and we can see some of them in the background here, so obviously a big thank you to those sponsors. So we have Audi Glasgow, we have Dean's Pharmacy and we have Scott's Restaurants. Big thanks to them. Obviously this meet couldn't go ahead without their support, like you said, so big thank you to them. Obviously the meet is busy, it's developing. Where does this sit? Putting your coaching hat on now, Ian, where does it sit in your City of Glasgow kind of preparations? Where are you in your season just now? Take us through that a bit.
For some people this meet's important because it's the last weekend of what's called the British Summer Championships qualifying window. So if you want to compete with the British Championships this summer, this weekend is your last chance to set a time that gets you in the rankings. It's
Yeah, it's always good to see those big events in Glasgow, isn't it? It's always good. They definitely always put on a good show when they're up here.
Exactly. We've had the British, it's a busy week for Autocross, busy year for Autocross this year, as you know. British World Championship trials have already been here. We've got this, 2 months of British Championship. So this is partly a qualifier for that, partly the next competition. A lot of people after the trials a month ago, most of them back in training now. So keep that race field going, just test how their training's going. I think they're now maybe the World Championships, all those British Championships.
Yeah, definitely. I think, Tom, that was something that we noticed from some of the entries. We've got some of the swimmers that are maybe swimming events that we wouldn't normally see them in, but maybe just using that as a little test to see where they're sitting, haven't we?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when you see Scott entering certain events, obviously, you think, but then sometimes that's great for training. We're going to see Amy Wilmot, Hannah Miley do some events that probably they wouldn't be doing at your larger events such as the Olympics, Commonwealth Games. So it's going to be a really interesting event here for the spectators. Also for the swimmers getting to see that sort of training time. So it's going to be a fantastic event.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we do have a great weekend of swimming coming up. Now, obviously we're looking for those people at home to start joining in with us as well. So do you want to take us through some of the ways that the people can join in? Obviously, hopefully they're tuned in on the live stream just now and they're catching us here.
Tuned in already, yeah, but we've got hashtags all the way through the events. Hashtag GISM19. You can connect with us on Twitter and Instagram with that hashtag. You can tune in on Facebook for live updates. We're going to be doing Instagram live throughout the entire weekend. Make sure you check out our stories as well. You can get live updates of results on Twitter and on our website as well, glasgowswimmeet.com/results.
Obviously, if you are tuning in on the live stream just now, but you are coming to one of the sessions maybe later on in the weekend, don't think you're safe. We are going to be heading over into the gallery at some point. We will be coming to get the views of the people who are in venue as well as you at home through the social channels. We also will have a chat with some of the swimmers. We've got some exciting swimming interviews coming up. We're also going to do some on-the-spot chat with some of the swimmers, see where they are just before the sessions, see how they are going. So, we have got an exciting session coming up. That session will get underway at 9:05. I'm not going to take you through what's coming up. We've got an absolutely fantastic announcing team who are going to take you through that. But in just under 10 minutes, we will be going live. And when we come back to you after these short adverts, we will be with the announcing team. So until that point, we wish you well, and we will be back with you soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Tollcross International Swimming Centre in Glasgow for the Glasgow International Swim Meet. My name is Robert Taylor. I'll be doing the commentary this morning for session 1. With me is Lewis Smith. Good morning, Lewis.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm good. Lewis, one of our ex-Scottish Swimming International swimmers, now coaching here with City of Glasgow, and Lewis has been doing that for about a year or so.
Well, actually, I've been here 2 years
Is
now.
that-
Well, over 2 years.
Oh my goodness, time flies when you're enjoying yourself.
No, exactly. No, it's very good though. Nice change from coming out of swimming and starting at a City of Glasgow club. It's been a good experience for me, and starting it over again and learning something new and developing my coaching. So happy to be here and looking forward to a few days of fast swimming at the international meet this year.
So Lewis will be giving us some analysis during the morning, during the heats. We have this morning 10 events, running through the events, 5 heats for everything from 100 and 200, and 6 heats for 50s. Kicking off this morning, excuse me, women's 200 metres individual medley. One of the stars in that one, of course, will be Amy Wilmot. 4th at the Commonwealth Games, and she'll be looking to dominate that one, I'm sure. Now swimming at University of Stirling. Amy Bell from City of Sheffield, one of the youngsters up, will, I'm sure, challenge her, along with youngster Katie Shanahan, local swimmer from your own club, Lewis.
Yeah, excellent young swimmer, qualified for the European Junior team this year, and also European Youth Olympic Festival. So she's got an exciting summer ahead of her and really been progressing fast over the last couple of years, and one of the top swimmers at City of Glasgow now.
Moving on to the next event, men's 200 individual medley. Matt Sharanek, fastest qualifier in that one of members of the Scottish squad over at Gold Coast last year. Then we have 100 butterfly for the women and the men. One of the ones to look out of fastest heat, Tane Bruce. We also have Emily Large, very promising youngster from Newcastle, one of the European juniors. So
yeah, I believe she's European Junior champion, wasn't she? And, some very fast times a couple of years ago. See her get back to some of that form this weekend. That would be nice.
We also have another youngster, Kiana McInnes, in the same heat. Again, Kiana over at the Gold Coast as part of our squad. Last year as 17-year-old, so we'll look forward to seeing how she does in the heats. Men's 100 butterfly, Cameron Brooks-Clark from City of Sheffield, and Ramus Nicholson, the Danish junior. That should be interesting to watch them. On to backstroke, 200 backstroke follows. Fastest qualifier in that one is Catherine Greenslade. She's now swimming at Edinburgh University, the Welsh swimmer. And Katie Shannon again. Hard to pick out a top event for Katie, a good all-rounder. And of course we've got Hannah Miley, who's down after her foot injury, back in the pool. She's been swimming the last couple of months.
Always great to see Hannah competing, so looking forward to that as well.
So
and the race is about to start.
Yeah, we're actually ready to go, nice and sharp this morning, 9:05. So our first heat, 8 go in this one, 10-lane pool. So we have Emma McPartland, Perth City 1, Ellie McMillan, Arbroath St Thomas 2, Safia Silla, City of Oxford 3, Elise Cousins from Tane in 4, Vera Tomasello from Stretford in 5, Lisa Bain, University of Aberdeen in 6, Megan Smith, City Oxford 7, Lauren Chalmers, Red 96, goes in lane number 8. This is the first of the 5 heats, Lewis, so entry times in this one 2:29 through to 2:30. And a good start from the girls in the 2 middle lanes. And off that first split, 30.65 for Chiara in lane 5. She's maintaining a good advantage, Lewis, as we come down towards halfway.
Yeah, looking smooth on her backstroke. Good rhythm and tempo.
Ellie McMillan, Arbroath St Thomas. So a bit further back, lane 3, Sophia Sula from Tane. from City of Oxford, and Eloise Cousins from Tain in lane 4, and in 8, Lauren Chalmers round 96. So still the advantage in lane 5 with Kiara, 109.37 at halfway. The all important breaststroke, Lewis.
Yeah, it's a really interesting race. 200 AM can change quite significantly through different parts, but it is a high tempo event. You need to have high stroke rate in all the strokes, trying to pop over the top of the water. You can see the field's starting to come together a little bit on the breaststroke now.
Very strong breaststroke, Alicia Bain, youngster from University of Aberdeen, coming through very strongly now to challenge. This is
you notice the difference in the speed of the strokes, and she's popping over the top of the water, and a long stroke from Chiara in lane 5. It's not quite. That's why she's lost a little bit of her advantage.
Well, Alicia almost on terms with Chiara, 155.83, barely a tenth of a second in that. Chiara just with that slight advantage, but being challenged now by Alicia Bain. Alicia Bain on that white cap, working pretty hard in the final stretch, Lewis. I think she's that breaststroke's just enough to get into the mix here.
I'm not surprised, Patrick Miley at the University of Aberdeen, real advocate of stroke rate and tempo and timing, and you can see that in the way she swum the IM there, and with her stroke rate and her tempo, so that was nice to see.
So the result on your screen, Alicia Bain takes that, 2:30.07. Chiara Tomasello, 2:30.21. Megan Smith, 2:30.95, takes third place. So very much on her entry time, 2:29.90, 2:30.07. A lot of these swimmers, local swimmers, will still be pretty well hard in training. This is the last opportunity for the British swimmers to get times for the British events in July. So
yeah, obviously we've got our qualifying window, so people are aiming for the British Summer Meet, Scottish Summer Meet times here, and this is a good chance for them to submit those last few times.
So second heat, Hazard Taylor from Finns in 0, Holly McGill, Heart of Midlothian 1, Nicole Reynolds, Finns in 2, Camille Brogan Anderson, Marlburg in 3, Charlotte Nestor, Wigan Best 4, Drew Mackenzie, Swim West Lothian 5, Roseanne Pinfold, City of Oxford 6, Danielle Rayner, University of Stirling 7, Bridget Lemuzirier, East Lothian Swim Team in 8, Jenny Galloway, Wanderwass in 9. Looks like a strong start from Danielle Rayner, University of Stirling, in that green cap in lane 8. That's actually, in lane 7 is Danielle with the advantage, 31.30. As we go into the backstroke, Drew Mackenzie, youngster from Swim West Lothian, very promising youngster, East District champion and second at the Scottish Nationals. But, Danielle going pretty well now. Just beginning to pull away a little bit from the rest of the field at the halfway mark. Over in lane 1, Holly McGill from Heart of Midlothian. She's also had a good backstroke. 108.01 for Danielle, 109.49 for Holly McGill. So three girls fairly well positioned here, Lewis.
Yeah. Like you said, Drew, a very nice swimmer. Ran a DRP a couple of years ago, and a real standout swimmer on the DRP, Drew Mackenzie. And I believe she's coming to the School of Sport next year in Glasgow at Bellahouston, so should see a little bit more of her training-wise in Glasgow over the next couple of years.
So coming through very strongly is Pinfold from City of Oxford. She's had a very good breaststroke there. Lewis coming into second place, 152.81 from Danielle. So we're a few seconds faster than this one. She got a good turn.
The positions aren't coming up on the scoreboard, which is frustrating.
We'll do our best to try and pick out who's leading at these turns. And it's still the advantage with Danielle, probably about half a body length. Zan still coming through to challenge. Very tight between the two. It's a very tight finish here. I think Zan's just going to take that.
Excellent second half, Breast in the freestyle, coming home strong. Always what finish your race is stronger. I mean, at the end of the day, when you get the finish of the race is the most important part. So, timed our finish excellently.
So 2:28.57, 2:28.80, and 2:29.23 is Aniel and Charlotte Nesta from Wigan Best coming through to take third place.
Our seeded heats.
Yeah, so I expect the middle lanes to be fairly prominent here. Swimmer Nicolette Liverpooler in 4. We have Faye Donaghy, Bury Stockton in 0. Scarlett Ferris, Dundee City Aquatics 1. Katie McKenzie, City of Glasgow in 2. Ellie Riley, Heart of Midlothian 3. Nicolette Pavlopoulou from Greece in 4. Tara Hayworth, Edinburgh University 5. Emma Russell, Heart of Midlothian in 6. Emil Anderson, the Danish junior national team in 7. Morven Lister, Carnegie 8. Abby Sinclair, Wanderbaths in 9. So 3 girls in those middle lanes, all very prominent. 30-20, Tara Hayworth in lane 5 just shades it. And off the wall, it's advantage still with Tara. Nicoletta in 4, just about half a metre behind. Over in lane 1, Faye Donaghy from the Borough of Stockton, prominent. And in 9, Morven Lister coming through on the backstroke. Morven, a very useful backstroker, the Carnegie swimmer, that black cap in lane 9. But still the advantage with the 2 middle lanes, Tara and Nicoletta.
Neck and neck at the turn, both doing the backstroke to breaststroke crossover turn, which is nice to see.
106.87, 107.79, about a second advantage. But, it's now the advantage, I think, with the glass, Nicoletta. As you say, different styles of breaststroke swimming here, Lewis.
I'd really think on a 200M you have to have that higher stroke rate, not gliding too much. It's not an event where you can afford to do a big long gliding breaststroke unless you have an incredible breaststroke kick, which is difficult to develop. So with the high tempo and the stroke rate, you'd be much more effective in a 200M especially.
So built up 2 second advantage, 147.40, Tara 149.51. Of course, for a lot of the swimmers in the middle lanes, it's just about getting the job done in the heats and qualifying for the finals. We have A, B and C finals this evening. And I don't think there'll be any issues with these 2 girls. And Katie McKenzie, having had a good breaststroke, coming through and to challenge for second. Nicoletta takes that.
Just had an accident here.
55.
Coffee spilt on me.
Oh dear. 2:23.94 for Tara. A good swim from Katie McKenzie in lane 2. 2:24.09. So that should give those 3 girls every chance of qualifying for the final this evening. Faye Donaghy from Borough Stockton, a couple of seconds further back in 4th. So on to heat number 5. Number of City Glasgow swimmers in this one. We have Emma Scully, City Glasgow in 0. Lucy Grieve, South Ayrshire in 1. Katie Taylor, City Glasgow in 2. Victoria Pallison from Danish Juniors in 3. Katie Shannon, City Glasgow 4. In 5 from Aalborg, Katrin Violesen. Lucy Ross, East Kilbride 6. Ava Simpson, Dumfries 7. Thea Blomsterberg, Danish Juniors in 8. And Victoria Dawson from Southport in lane 9. Well, an extremely strong start in lane 5 from Katrin Violesen from Aalborg. Going off like a train, Lewis.
Yeah, really nice butterfly. I'm glad it's you announcing these names because I'd be struggling.
I'm sure you'll improve as the morning goes on, Lewis. Katie Shannon will come through very strongly on backstroke to challenge. Those 2 just beginning to pull away a little bit. Not that far behind is Victoria Pallison, Danish junior in lane 7, in lane 3 rather. Katie Taylor from City Glasgow also trying to get on terms, and in lane 9 Victoria Dawson from Southport. 2 middle lanes, very little between the 2. 105.64, Katie Shannon 105.82. I know Katie's got a good breaststroke, Lewis.
Yeah, it was something when I first came to Glasgow, her breaststroke was our weakest stroke by far, but she's spent a lot of time, in her own personal time, not just with coaches, working on it to try and improve it, and see the difference in it. Certainly from my point of view, it's become one of her real strengths. So she's starting to move ahead a little bit after they turned equal on the backstroke.
Well, certainly two middle-aged, Katie and Catherine, well clear. In lane 3, Victoria looks good for third place, and it's anybody's really for the positions to scrape into maybe that A final. That's certainly Katie Shanahan, British champion in this, in that age group. And just easing down the two girls, I think, in the final 10 metres. Katie Shannon's done enough to take that one.
Yeah, Katie doesn't like to get beat, so I wouldn't imagine she would have slowed down too much. Certainly not to be touched out. But a solid heat swim, and we'll see them again tonight.
Well, 2:18.55, 2:18.99 for Katerina. And third place, Victoria Pallison on 2:23.35. Very tight for other places. Lucy Ross just getting in fourth place, so I wonder if Lucy's time will get her into that A final. We'll hopefully be able to give you provisional finalists. Of course, heats this afternoon. There could be some that will move into finals for that as well. So, Amy Wilmot, Orla Adams, I'm sure have a good battle in this one. So we kick off with Sophie Nim from Glentoff in 0. Sophie Barker, City Sheffield 1. Cara Hanlon, Edinburgh University 2. Cara Riebeck Anderson from the Danish Juniors 3. Amy Wilmot, University of Stirling 4. Orla Adams, University of Aberdeen 5. Yvonne Brown, East Kilbride 6. Mary Swanson, University of Aberdeen 7. Krista Wilson, Newcastle in 8. And Rachel Hornby, Wigan Best in lane 9. Well, about 5 girls off to a pretty level start here on this butterfly section. Probably Amy Wilmot just takes it. Not much in it at that turn. 29.98.
I was speaking to Stephen Tigg, Amy's coach, just before, and says she's had a little bit of illness this week. So I'm sure she'll do enough to make the final and make sure she gets herself prepared and rested up for this afternoon.
One Brown, the East Kilbride swimmer, coming through on that backstroke. She'll come through very strongly on breaststroke. Not a lot of Yvonne, but very gutsy wee lass from East Kilbride, turning in second there. 106.08 at halfway.
Yeah, Yvonne has a great breaststroke, so you'll see her pull away, I'm sure, from a few others in the field.
And you can see from that camera shot, Amy Wilmot 3 or 4 clear. Yvonne Brown going very nicely. Much better on the longer distance, Yvonne. And also coming through, Orla Adams, certainly her strength, her breaststroke in the IM. Gera in lane 3, also challenging for that third place. So 1:44.79 for Amy. As you see, Lewis doing enough just to qualify, and I'm sure she'll just rest this afternoon for this evening's final. Von Brown will be pretty comfortable in second. Riebeck Anderson going well in third place. She's the Danish junior champion. 2:17.98. That's, I think, the fastest qualifier. Yvonne Brown in second place. 2:20.69. 2:22 dead for Clara. Orla Adams at 2:24 in fourth place. Amy Wilmot, there we have it. Orla Adams just at the moment in 10th position. Potentially could be the B final. Those names as
Skipping
see,
through them pretty fast.
they are. We're not getting much chance to pick out. Yeah. Well, Adams something around about a 224. There we are, 224.23. So that will be the target for the swimmers in the heats this afternoon. Of course, the fastest time something like 2:30. So a big challenge for them to get into an A final. But there's certainly B finals and junior finals up for grabs as we move on to the men's event. Cameron Allison in 0 from Dumfries. Jack Smith, Cockermouth in 1. Thomas Cannon, Inverclyde 2. Gregor Swinney, City Glasgow 3. Jake Kirkham, Falkirk from first in 4. Ben Gilchrist, Durham City in 5. Stefan Kravitz, East Lothian 6. Carol Barrett, University of Aberdeen in 7. Craig Greenock, City Glasgow goes in lane 8. 2:15.99 to 2:17.11. Very strong start from Gregor Swinney. Over in lane 3, you know a lot about Gregor.
Yeah, he likes his butterfly. We'll see how he copes with a 200M. I've not seen him swim this before. Certainly not as smooth on his backstroke as his butterfly by the looks of it, but good he's given something else a try, trying to expand his range of events.
Jack Smith over in lane 1 from Cockermouth, coming through to get into the mix here, as is Stefan Kravitz, East Lothian swim team. Very talented 13-year-old. Certainly Stefan Kravitz, national champion, has come through the halfway mark to take it up. 103.61.
Yeah, Stefan had an excellent Scottish Age Group Championships. He's challenging himself with some older swimmers here this weekend. So
Jack Smith, Northwest Championships winner at 2:16.49, in this in a 2:16.88. So that yellow cap fairly prominent. Gregor Swinney's holding his own here.
Okay, yeah.
Certainly,
he's real determined. He'll work really hard, and he's obviously working on improving all these different areas of his swimming. So
not very much
everyone's
between the
coming
whole
together,
field here.
isn't it?
It's still anybody's race here. Thomas Cannon had a good breaststroke section there.
1 from 7 at the moment.
And Craig Greenock, also City Glasgow, finishing extremely strongly from lane 8. And it looks as though Craig Greenock might just take this one. He certainly is going to take this by some margin from Stefan Kravitz. 2:15.22 from that outside lane. A fantastic freestyle finish. Ben Gilchrist 2:16.23 and Stefan Kravitz 2:16.26. Thomas Cannon 2:16.29 and 2:16.39. Gregor Swinney.
The benefit of just having that back end, that last freestyle leg, the difference it can make if you've not wasted too much energy at the front half of your race.
So on to heat 2. Conor Massey, City Glasgow 0. Samuel Chittleborough, Wanderbass 1. Matthew Woodall, City Sheffield 2. Oscar Heald, Edinburgh University 3. Carol Longborg from Gentofte in 4. Gianni Napolitano, University of Stirling 5. John Keane, Swim West Lothian 6. Jamie Ferguson, Midlothian in 7. Thomas English, Chesterley Street in 8. Graham Beards from Scotia in 9. John Keane in 6, in 5, Gianni Napolitano, Carol Lundborg in 4, those three. Nothing much between them, 27.99. Dead heating Carol and Giano. Giano just shading it on the backstroke. I hope to try and get as much advantage, probably his best stroke at the moment as his weakest section, but he's having a good backstroke here, Lewis.
Yeah, he's not kicking his legs too much. He's using his arm rate to get him through, because you really do need to go to the legs more on the breaststroke. So strategy-wise, it looks like he's putting himself in a good position. Let's see how he copes on the breaststroke leg.
Matthew Woodall in 2, going well. 101.95, and Carl Lomborg again tough coming through, and just shades it now from Giano. John Keane, very good breaststroker from Swim West Lothian. getting himself into the picture here. Fourth at the East Districts recently. Coming up to halfway, up to 3/4 after a very good breaststroke. Carroll turns 1:40.97. It's over a second advantage. And kicking for home and pulling away from Jano. John Keane in third, and that looks to be a certain 1-2-3 here in heat number 2. 2:12.47 is Carl's entry time. 2:06 at the moment. We'll be pretty close to that. So our heat very much on his entry time, 2:12.46, 100 faster. Janet second, 2:13.79, and John Keane 2:14.95 in third place. And Elizabeth Fitzsimmons putting her thumb up to signify she's happy with that one. So we move on to heat 3, first of our 3 seeded heats. Ruben Vista, City Sheffield in 0. Jane Banners, City Sunderland in 1. Tony Joe, Trent Oliver, University of Stirling in 2. Lucas Stroberg, Danish Juniors in 3. Jack McMillan, Bangor in 4. Nikos Tano from Greece in 5. Joel Harlan, Derwentside in 6. Andrew McIntosh, Edinburgh University 7. Daniel Ferguson, Swimwest Lothian in 8. And Kyle Boyek, University of Stirling in 9. And Jack McMillan off to a strong start.
A lovely butterfly, really relaxed. Looks easy, but 25.9 is a good split with an easy looking fly, so he should have energy for the rest of his race here.
Second at the Irish Championship, and has about a metre or so advantage over Nikos. Those two just beginning to pull away.
And again, I think I'll see a lot more from these guys and their true colours this evening. Especially when we get these smoke machines up and running and these fancy lights we've got this year. So we'll see how that all comes together if it gets the swimmers pumped up a little bit.
So 59.61 halfway. And Jack and Nikos. A good battle coming through. Lucas Stroberg, Danish junior. He's also a Danish junior champion and good particularly well in third place, Lewis.
Yeah, the Danish team, they've brought their European junior team, so they're going to swim here last preparation chance, and then they'll go to European juniors in Kazan, I believe, in Russia this year. So it's a preparation meet for them.
And not much between Jack and Nikos. Probably just doing enough to qualify. Kyle Boyack in lane 9 is having a very good swim. Might sneak in for third place here. Not quite. Just touched out by 1200s by Lucas. Jack 2:07.95, 2:08.64 for Lucas, and 2:09.37 for Lucas. So a fairly comfortable win there. And we move on to heat number 4. Greg Fairbairn, Bells Hill Sharks goes in 1. Fraser Allison, Warder Baths in 1. Kel Pate, University of Stirling 2. George Clough, also University of Stirling in 3. Georgios Bandoukas from Panathinaikos in 4. Archie Goodburn from Warder Baths in 5. Thomas Tipanis from Edinburgh University in 6th. Nicholas Blanche, Aalborg in 7. Pierce Greening, Cockermouth in 8. And Lawrence Langley from Aalborg goes in 9. 2:00.14 for Georgius in 4. Fastest qualifier into this second of the 2 seeded heats. 3 seeded heats rather, heat 4. 26.26, very strong start, Lewis, and commanding advantage already.
Yeah. We need to speak to Kostas from Warrender and find out exactly how to pronounce the Greek names.
So apologies if we're getting it a little bit wrong this morning, but yeah, there'll be a little bit of homework being done later on today.
I'll get
for
on that
both
this
of us.
afternoon.
So
Right, great start.
57.14, a couple of seconds faster than that previous heat. Thomas Stepanis running in second place. Looks like third place George Clough and Archie Goodburn in fourth. They're just beginning to pull away from the rest of the field. Georgios Anoudakis, if we've got that right. Well clear in this one, Lewis.
Yeah, just put himself out there on the fly in the backstroke, but obviously you're not. I mean, if you're swimming 2 minutes for a best time for 200m, you've got to have 4 great strokes. So you can see the strokes relaxed and comfortable, and I'm sure he'll ease down a little bit on this freestyle leg.
At the moment, just hanging in second place is Thomas. That's a good burn, trying to get back in terms in the final 15 metres. It's going to be pretty close for the minor places, but Georgios is taking this pretty easily indeed. 2:05.01, 2:07.60 for George Clough, 2:07.69 Thomas Stepanis, and 2:07.76 Archie Goodburn. 2:07.76 for Archie. Will that scoop him into the top 10? We'll wait and see, with one more heat to come. It's the field a long way back. There'll probably be finals for some of these lads. Nicholas Pyle from Newcastle in 0. Jamie McDonald, Warner Bass in 1. Zach Logue, City Glasgow in 2. Dania Gutsidis from Greece in 3. Mark Sharanek, University of Stirling 4. Callum Laurie, also University of Stirling 5. Arthur Elberg from the Danish juniors in 6. Angus Allison, Warner Bass 7. Oliver Crosby, City Sheffield 8. Christopher Anderson, the Danish junior team in lane 9. And Mark Sharanek going well along with Callum Laurie and Oliver Crosby, City Sheffield in 8, also well up there. Sharanek 26.88, looking good along with Callum Laurie. They're well clear at the backstroke section.
He just moved to Stirling as Mark Sharanek. Obviously he's trained in Florida for a number of years and has moved home now, training University of Stirling. They made a big announcement on Twitter the other day, if anyone's on that and saw. Scarf above the head and new transfer for University of Stirling.
And 2 University of Stirling lads well clear in this one. Over Crosby a little bit further back now. Mark and Callum. Probably about a half a metre between the two. Coming through fairly strongly is Arthur Elberg, Danish junior. Second in the Danish Junior Championships. 13th at the European Juniors. He's having a good breaststroke and coming into third place. Sharanek and Laurie separated by 100th. Laurie just had the advantage. You can see how relaxed the two lads are, just doing enough to qualify.
Easing down. They did the work when they needed to, and they'll just prepare now, get themselves organised for this evening. This is money up for grabs, and some of these guys will be chasing that tonight.
Arthur Elberg coming through comfortably in third place. So Sharanek, Laurie, Elgard. That's your 1, 2, 3. 2:09.07, 2:09.25 and 2:09.67. So much slower than that previous heat.
I think we'll see some much faster times tonight.
So Arthur Elberg, the Danish junior there, just missing out on a place in the A final. As we scroll through participated swimmers in that last one. So that concludes the IM. We move on to butterfly. 5 heats up and coming. So we said a wee bit earlier on to see Emily Large and Canna McInnes in the same heat. That's heat 4. So our first heat just about ready. Sophie Barker, City Sheffield goes in 0. Rosie Smith, Morpeth in 1. Isabel Williamson, Wigan Best in 2. Lisa Stoddart, East Lothian in 3. Katie Goodburn, Warner Bass 4. Anna O'Brien, Newcastle in 5. Amelia Robertson, Newcastle in 6. Jenna Gilmore, Hamilton Bass in 7. Fiona Jones, Borough Stockton in 8. Sophie Murray from Barnet, Copthall in lane 9. Good contingent from the north of England in this one, Lewis. Good to see them coming up to the meet.
Yeah, it's nice to have that range, and with it being so close to the window closing, I think it's helped bring some people down from England up just to try and chase those last few times as the window closes on Monday or Tuesday or whatever it is.
So 106.37 to 107.64, and that red cappy Katie Goodburn off to a very good start in the early stages. Katie, a youth squad member, second at the East Districts. That's where her time of 106.37 comes from. We certainly get lots of guts from Katie.
Yeah, really good at some of the sprinter and the shorter events. Had the chance to see her compete out in Geneva with the youth squad, and a kind of leader amongst the team in the youth squad. And leads a lot of the other girls and shows a great example. So a mature young swimmer, and a lot of talent and a prospect for the future.
And already a good body length clear of Anna O'Brien, Amelia Robertson. 2 Newcastle girls battling it for bragging rights for who's going to be second. But no doubt Katie Goodburn's won this very easily indeed. Amelia Robertson and Anna O'Brien are going to be second and third. That's a cracking time, 104.98. 106.21 and 106.63 for the 2 Newcastle girls. That's a good start for us in the butterfly in heat 1.
Big best time.
Catherine Bailey, Perth City in 0. Grace Conroy, City Sheffield 1. Alice Meldrum, East Kilbride 2. Amy Hutchison, City Glasgow in 3. Natalie Jones, Warner Bass 4. Eve Corrigan, Warner in 5. Morven Lister, Carnegie 6. Millie Milne, Warner in 7. Erin Donnelly, Borough Stockton 8. And Rachel Grant, North Ayrshire in 9. 105.20 to 106.63. Amy Hutchison, perhaps from City Glasgow in 3 with the advantage at the moment, Lewis. Natalie Jones in 4, also prominent.
When you do in the 200 AM, it's really about getting through the butterfly, using up the least amount of energy you can. Obviously, you have to be fast, but you can not use up too much energy. It really makes a difference down that first 50.
Natalie Jones, the Warner swimmer, just got that slight advantage. Youth squad member, one at the East District Open. 105.20, that's where her time comes from, and she's the East District champion, going very nicely. So Katie in that first heat takes that for Warner. Looks like Warner are going to take this 1-2 perhaps. Natalie Jones, Eve Corrigan 105.60 for Natalie, 105.92 Eve Corrigan. In fact, sorry, Grace Conroy Burris from City Sheffield, that other red cap confused me, 105.86 taking second place. Eve Corrigan 105.92 in third. Warner Bass in fourth with Millie Milne. So we move on to the first of the seeded heats, Lewis. Melody Jones, Borough Stockton 0. Katie Robertson, South Ayrshire in 1. Gulsa Monal, City Glasgow 2. Jane Brown, Newcastle Swim Team 3. Catherine Dawson, University of Stirling 4. Tara Hayworth, Edinburgh University in 5. Hannah Miley, University of Aberdeen Performance 6. Krista Wilson, Newcastle in 7. Katie Taylor, City Glasgow in 8. And Emma Russell, Heart of Midlothian, goes in 9. Hannah Miley in 6, not that far behind Kathleen Dawson in 4, also going nicely. Katie Robertson over in lane 1, South Ayrshire. Katie no slouch on butterfly as well. turning, I think, third. Kathleen Dawson, 29.10, 29.61. Katie Robertson, Hannah Miley, 29.63.
It's always good to see Katie Robertson, obviously known for her breaststroke, but getting in, swimming different events, trying to understand what it's like to swim in butterfly races and challenge yourself that way, and doing a great job.
It certainly is. Hannah Miley now coming through strongly to get back in the mix, but the advantage, I think, still with Kathleen Dawson.
Better.
Very tight for that second place. Hannah Miley just using her experience just to come through to take second. 102.70 for Kathleen, 102.89 for Hannah. Nice swim over in lane 3. Katie Robertson, 102.97.
They all went for the wall at the same time there. It's just who got those hands over that little bit quicker and full extension onto the finish. And really tight at the end. It's hard to call from up here.
Tara Hayworth, 104.77. Having had another swim. Second swim of the morning. Third and fourth place. Emily Ford, City Oxford N0. Serena Iguaram, City Glasgow 1. Kate Clifton from City Sheffield in 2. Lisa Liefhoff, Hamburg in 3. Emily Large, Newcastle in 4. Kiana McInnes, University of Stirling 5. Emma Reid, Bangor in 6. Meg Finnan, University of Stirling 7. Jo Hubsley, Barnet Cup Hall in 8. Kristen Laurie, Edinburgh University in 9. And Emily Large in lane 4 from Kiana McInnes, I think. 28.43, 29.11 for Kiana. Emily Large, good turn off the wall and certainly opened up best part of a body length advantage now, going very nicely, Lewis.
Seems to be just pulling away. Has nice rhythm and timing. Staying flat and low to the water as she swims a butterfly. Minimal head movement.
Emma Reid going nicely in lane 6, Bangor swimmer. Kiana McInnes will get second, 1:00.55. Kiana 1:02.48 in second. I think Emma Reid is third, 1:03.56. Kate Clifton, 1:03.74. That might be good enough to get her perhaps into the A final. City Sheffield swimmer. Heat number 5, Ella Johnson, Southport N0. Elizabeth Ebson, the Danish juniors in 1. Isabel Jones, University of Stirling 2. Emily Horn, City Glasgow 3. Tane Bruce, Edinburgh University in 4. Caroline Barrett, from the Danish juniors 5. Her teammate Gro Asbjørnsen in 6. Julia Svensson in 7. Kiana Tomasello from Stretford in 8. Ellie Turner Carnegie in 9. Well, Tane Bruce after a strong start along with Caroline Barrett from the Danish juniors. Those two nip and tuck between the two. I think advantage just with Tane here, Lewis.
Just that touch Tane. Really nice transition round the wall into a much better underwater work from Tane as well. Just opened up a body length lead.
National short course champion and
starting to pull away
very
now.
strongly indeed down this final section. Caroline Barrett in second.
You notice with butterfly, it's a flat stroke and the body moves forward over the top of the water, and that's what Tane does really effectively. There's not up and down movement which is causing any resistance. It's just straight across the water, nice and flat.
That was a very tight call for second place. Gro Rasmussen, 1:03.11 from Emily Horn, 1:03.16. Caroline Barrett, 1:03.47. And that's your top 10. Katie Robertson, Hannah Miley, comfortable in that. Clifton just missing out on a final. That was a pretty relaxed swim from Tane. 1:00.31, fastest qualifier. I'm sure she'll go best part of a couple of seconds faster in the final if she can try and break her own Scottish record.
And a potential for a good race there with Emily Large and Kiana in there as well, so could be an interesting one later on.
So it's the boys' turn now. On to heat number 1. Oscar Smiley, South Ayrshire in 0. Ian Rose, Wonderbass 1. Jack Munsey, Perth City in 2. John Keane, Swim West Lothian 3, Fraser Kelly, North Ayrshire 4, Stephen Kravitz, East Lothian in 5, Lewis Maxwell, Derwentside in 6, Bryce Proctor, Dumfries 7, Mark Innes, Blunderbass in 8. So 59.69 through to 1:00.50. So less than a second cover the whole field. Good start over in lane 1. Oscar Smiley, lane 0 rather. And Oscar's already off to a flyer here, Lewis. We're assuming it's a good start rather than he's going off too quickly.
I'd hope so. He looks relaxed, looks comfortable. I mean, it's going to be important how he makes the turn here and then kicks into the second 50. Seems like the field have come back to him off that turn. He had a big glide into the finish and then the middle lane starting to show now a little bit.
Fraser Kelly and Lewis Maxwell. Lewis Maxwell now from Derwentside, taking it up from Fraser Kelly. Also trying to get into the mix is John Kane from Swim West Lothian in 3, but Lewis Maxwell looks as though he's done enough to take this one. 59.18, he'll be pleased with that, having come in with a 59.99. 59.55 for Fraser Kelly, and Ian Rose 1:00.19, Wanderbass swimmer, taking 3rd place. Also improving on his entry time, 1:00.44.
And with these earlier heats, they can't really take the chance to ease up like we're seeing in some of the seeded heats. They've got to try and do everything they can to make that final. So get a PB, it's not much what you can ask for. Give yourself that shot of making a second swim.
So second heat, Oliver Crosby, City Sheffield 0. Maximilian Bolcato, City of Oxford in 1. Fraser Wilson, Wanderbass 2. John Houston, South Ayrshire 3. Jay Cushion, Winsford in 4. Maxwell Cattermore, Arbroath St Thomas 5. Sam Peace, University of Stirling 6. Callum Aitchison, Newcastle in 7. Liam Harkin from First in 8. And Lewis Hammond, South Ayrshire in 9. Lane 6 perhaps, also in lane 0 is Oliver Crosby, 26.87, just 26.98, Sam Pearce.
Must be something on lane 0 that's causing them to have a really strong opening 50. But Oliver seems to be holding on quite well here.
He's certainly having a good swim over in lane 0. Can they get anywhere near him? It still looks as though
he's going to get it
on that far side. Oliver still with that good advantage. John Houston from South Ayrshire, I think, is going to get second.
A good finish as well.
58.67. John Houston 58.89 in second place. And looks like Maxwell Cattermole from Arbroath St Thomas, 59.47. We'll just wait for that to appear on the screen. But a good strong swim from lane 0 over there.
Yeah, it was a committed swim, but he had the ability to turn off the first 50 and still put a solid second 50 together. So if you're going to go out fast, you need to make sure that you can finish strong. And
almost a second improvement in that entry time, Lewis. So yeah,
it was a great swim. I'm just watching here. It looks like he's feeling it a little bit. He was tiring at the end, but he still managed to spot his finish really nicely and get on the end of a full stroke. And when you're under pressure and you're tired, that's when the skills become difficult. But he did a great job of holding it together.
So our first seeded heat 3, Angus Nicol, City Glasgow in 0. Jonah Walsh, Edinburgh University 1. Jack Toe, City Sheffield 2. Perry Gardner, University of Stirling 3. Stephen Milne, Perth City in 4. Tom Downs, City Sheffield 5. Morgan Berryman, University of Stirling 6. Ruben Vista, City Sheffield 7. Loria Huzana, Edinburgh University in 8. And Carol Barrett, University of Aberdeen in lane 9. Stephen Milne going off pretty well along with Tom Downs, City Sheffield swimmer, I think, with the advantage here at halfway. It is Tom Downs with the advantage. Lewis 26.38 from Stephen Milne.
Great underwater from Stephen. He's put himself back in front. Just from doing the underwater work, you can see Stephen move back in front and then coming back to him slightly on the swim.
Perry Gardner now hits the front in lane 3. Stephen Milne and Tom Downs, I'm sure they're just doing enough to qualify for the final. Certainly Perry Gardner wants to get advantage in a time in this one, 56.72. Stephen 57.15, and Tom 57.49. A little bit slow in their entry times by about a couple of seconds. So we'll just see how these guys go out. Andrew Hosey, City Glasgow. We've got a few City Glasgow ones in this one. In 0, Andrew Hosey. Conor McNeil in 1. Craig Greenock in 2. Mark Elric in 3. Lasbrook Nicholson, Janus Juniors in 4. Ryan Brown, City Glasgow 5. Cole Hewitt, City Sheffield in 6. Jamie McDonald, Warner Bass 7. Jonathan C. from Edinburgh University in 8. And Aidan Brown, Borough Stockton in 9. It'll be nice to see if Ryan Brown can give Rasmus Nicholson a good race in this one.
Yeah, Ryan struggled over the last kind of this season. He's had a pretty severe knee injury, dislocated his knee, so he's just coming back into training, Ryan. So a bit of preparation for him at this competition.
And halfway mark, Rasmus Nicholson 24.77 off. Very strongly. Mark Elric going well. Nice to see Mark getting back to levels he was a couple of years ago. Going well in 3rd place. But, Rasmus Nicholson, Danish junior champion, going extremely well in this one. 53.82 his entry time when he won at Danish junior event. 54.65. Nice swim from Mark Elric to take second there, Lewis. 56.40.
Yeah, it's a good swim from Mark.
And 56.75 for place. Cole Hewitt, City Sheffield.
Rasmus Nicholson there, only 16, a huge lad, but just has such a rangy, long stroke. Has rate and tempo, but also very long strokes.
So Nicholas Quinn, N0, Edinburgh University. Brodie Hewison, University of Stirling in 1. Mark Ford, City Glasgow 2. Tobias Hansen, Danish Juniors in 3. Cameron Brooks Clark, City Sheffield 4. Harry Lewis Mitchell, Edinburgh University 5. Ross Leslie, Edinburgh University 6. Gregor Swinney, City Glasgow 7. Oliver Frost from Aalborg in lane 8. Jack Watson, Edinburgh University in lane 9. And Tobias Hansen, Danish Junior in lane 3 off to a strong start. Cameron Brooks Clark also there in 4 at advantage with Tobias, 26.16.
Yeah, so first impressions of the Danish are strong swimmers. Obviously, Great Danes, big guys, but really technically excellent as well. The smoothness of their technique and their strokes, and they're showing that. Only youngsters, but competing against a lot of the older guys here.
Coming into the last few metres, I think Cameron just going to, well, it's very tight, it's very much on the touch. 56.70, Cameron Brooks Clark just takes that. 56.84, Tobias, and 57.49. Ross Leslie just the 300s ahead of Harry Lewis Mitchell. So that concludes butterfly. Again, we'll get that scrolling through with all the times. So if you can quickly just spot who you're looking for as that scrolls through. So we move on to 200 backstroke. And we'll just quickly give you a provisional finalist for this evening. For the women's 200 IM, our provisional finalists: Krista Wilson, Alicia Bain, Emma Russell. This is the C final. Krista Wilson, Alicia Bain, Emma Russell, Rachel Hornby, Lucy Grieve, Roseanne Pinfold, Scarlett Ferris, Morven Lister, Kiana Tomasello, and Drew McKenzie.
So that's our junior final.
That's the junior final. Our B final: Victoria Dawson, Sophie Barker, Lucy Ross, Cara Hanlon, Mary Swanson, Faye Donaghy, Sophie Nim, Katie Taylor, Thea Bloomstenberg, and Amelia Anderson. And the A final: Katie McKenzie, Victoria Pallison, Goleta Pavlopoulou. And we'll brush up on our Greek later on, as Lewis was saying. Katrine Vaughanson, Amy Wilmot, Katie Shanahan, Yvonne Brown, Cara Ivan Anderson, Tara Hayworth and Aura Adams. Lucy Grieve, Roxanne Pinfold are the two reserves. So we now have our backstroke. Ladies,
We can maybe ask them if there's any Greek people watching on Greece on the live stream and find out how many people were insulting.
so just 5 go in this one. Mr. Kellis, Carnegie in 2, Rebecca Ogier, East Kilbride in 3, Rowan McGill, Heart of Midlothian in 4, Empty Lane in 5, Olivia Mason, Warner Bass in 6, Ella Stevenson, Belshill Sharks in lane number 7. So 228 through to 229, and the strong start in lane number 7 from Ella Stevenson, who's the West District champion, second at the summer meet, and turns in 34.10.
Now, anyone that's done a 200 backstroke or has experienced this event knows how much it takes out of the legs. Just the motion of the leg kick and having to drive them for the whole 200. Everyone talks about the leg burn, so you can just relax them in the first 200 a little bit so you can use them in the second 200. That's a good tactic for anyone, young swimmers trying to practice their 200 backstrokes. Get used to using your arms in the first 100 and then save your legs a little bit for the second half.
Well, 200 separate Rowan McGill and Ella Stevenson, 112.70 for the Heart swimmer in lane 4. 7th at the summer meet last year, 4th at the East District Championship. She just shades that from Ella. Two girls are well clear of Ailsa Kellis from Carnegie over on that far side in lane 2. Ailsa 7th at the East District Championships. Ella Stevenson, I think it's just gone back into the lead here at the 150 mark, turning in 151.18. So we're probably looking at a finish somewhere around the 230 mark here, Lewis. Half a second advantage over Rowan McGill.
Yeah, right around where their best times are. So see how the last 50 goes if they've got something extra to give. But it's between these two.
You know, just 14 youth development squad members, so she'll want to kick on and just try and get inside that entry time of 2:29.20.
Having a great finish is Ella.
It's going to be, I think it's just going to get inside there. A nice finish for her, 2:28.82, very strong last 50, Lewis.
Yeah, in the last 50 so she raised the rate of her strokes. She's a few more strokes but also raised the tempo, and she seems happy. A fist bump.
Yeah, we cheer over to family members, I'm sure, over on the other side. 2:28.82, so about half a second faster than that entry time. So we move on to heat number 2. Lily Walwork from Southport in 0. Ashley Merson, Swim West Lothian in 1. Maisie Johnson, Southport in 2. Kiana Bellotti, Border Bass 3. Charlotte Nestor, Wigan Best in 4. Isabel Wood, Stirling Swim in 5. Iona Wilson, East Lothian in 6. Bridget Missouri in 7. Anna O'Brien, Newcastle in lane 8. Amy Hartness, Dumfries in lane 9. 2:26.78 through to 2:28.40. All these swimmers go in this one, so no empty lanes. Fastest Charlotte Nestor from Wigan Best. She recently at the Northwest Championships 5th in a 2:26.20, so about half a second faster than entry time. Let's see if she can improve on that further in this one. And a good start in lane 8. Anna O'Brien and Charlotte Nestor in 4. Pretty level pegging so far. Also Ashley Merson, Swim West Lothian in 1, going nicely. But Charlotte Nestor, I think, with the advantage here as we approach the first 50, Lewis.
Yeah, and it's another one of these events where so much can change as it goes on, but certainly Charlotte's off to a good start. the use of the underwater work and just the nature of the event. I'm sure we'll see a few people come forward as the race progresses. But it's close.
Well, the advantage just at that first turn was with the 14-year-old Ashley Merson from Swim West Lothian. 5th at the summer meet last year. And I think she's just being overhauled. Maisie Johnston now coming through in lane 2, Southport swimmer. 6th at the Lancaster meet recently. And, turns in 1:11.95. 3 or 4 swimmers all tightly bunched here, Lewis.
Yeah, all the action's at the top of the pool at the moment.
Isabel Wood coming through very nicely from Stirling Swim in lane 5, and she's certainly putting in a challenge to Maisie. 2nd at West District Long Course, 4th at the summer meet, and 4th at the West District Pre-Snags meet that we had a few months ago in this pool. A little between the two girls, 150.93, 150.94. Maisie with that slight advantage.
So we've got a good idea who used their energy best over the first part of the race and who has that finish that's required. So they're right neck and neck, basically together. But looks like Maisie is coming through here. Again, picked up her stroke rate, picked up her arm rate, and starting to move away to the wall. But Isabel's holding on. It's definitely going to be Maisie though.
Ashley Merson still having a good swim in lane 1. As you say, Lewis, Maisie just picking that up in the last 25 to pull away, 2:28.08. Isabel 2:29.23. Ashley Merson takes 3rd, I think, in 2:30. Well, scoreboard still to confirm that. Certainly a good finish from Maisie Johnson. But, wait for our officials to confirm that. There might have been
a disqualification.
Disqualification, perhaps. We've not had any so far. Things that usually happen in backstroke, they invariably don't get the turn correct. That's what usually happens.
Yeah, so on backstroke you have to. Oh no, nobody's disqualified.
Everything's fine there. Everyone did that correctly. It was Ashley Merson taking 3rd, 2:30.80. So I'm sure she'll be pleased to get a 3rd place from lane number 1.
It's one of those strange rules, the backstroke. It gives you no advantage, but they like to disqualify you for it if you don't initiate your turn immediately after turning onto your front.
Yes, it's one of these ones that's...
it's hard for the younger, like
it is
the real
very
young
difficult,
kids.
and as a referee, it's one that you know, you do try and give the benefit of the doubt to the swimmer, but it's one of these ones that how do you interpret the rule?
Yeah.
You've got to be very, very fair to the swimmers. Anyway, Hamish Shields, Mulgan Bearsten in 0, Erin Donnelly, Burris Stockton in 1, Holly McGill, Hatton Midlothian in 2, Caitlin Duffy, South Ayrshire in 3, Hannah Miley, University of Aberdeen in 4, Serena Iguaram, City Glasgow in 5, Eva Palmwood, Danish Juniors in 6, Annabelle McCrory, Derwentside in 7, Sophie Nim, Gentof in 8, Vilma Lepahara from Mumilan in lane 9.
I'm blaming the younger kids for maybe doing the backstroke turn wrong, but it was a thing I got disqualified for once, so really shouldn't have a go at the youngsters when I was about 25 and I managed to get disqualified for not initiating my turn early enough. Mistakes can be made by all.
Well, Hannah Miley, I don't think we'll see too many mistakes from Hannah. She's 2 or 3 clear at halfway. 108.80. We have 4 or 5 swimmers all well there. Also going very nicely in lane number 6. Eva Palmwood, the Danish Juniors. She finished 3rd in that Danish Junior Championships. And we've seen some good performances even at this early stage from a lot of the Danes here.
Yeah, they certainly come with some intent, and they're obviously good swimmers, being they're the best juniors in the whole of Denmark. I think we mentioned it last year as well. Just the technical ability of the Danish swimmers seems to be very high, and that's the foundation of the sport. Really, it is a technically limited sport. So if you can get the technique right early, and you can build from that, and they've obviously got coaches working hard on the technical aspects of their stroke.
Nice to see Caitlin Duffy in lane 3 coming through. Caitlin, South Ayrshire swimmer, that's certainly her event. Looks as though she's done enough probably to get third place, and certainly challenging for second as Hannah comes in and takes us 2:21.36. Caitlin Duffy maybe just sneaked in, not quite. It's yeah, she did indeed. 2:24.14, 2:24.32. Lever Palmwood takes third. It's a good swim from Caitlin. Willie McGill, the Hearts swimmer, 2:25.02. I think that gives her a fourth spot.
Hannah is just an incredible athlete, isn't she? And so many good things you can say about her and what she's done for Scottish swimming over the years, and what she continues to do and show the youngsters. Just an amazing ambassador for our sport. Privileged to have her as a Scottish athlete, still at 30 years old,
Yes.
showing youngsters how it's done.
Yeah, I don't think there's retirement's on the horizon yet for Hannah. I think she's still wants to give it another couple of years if she can.
I know, and why would you when she can still think she still has things she wants to develop and change. And it wouldn't surprise me if she's on that next Olympic team.
Yep.
With her attitude and her commitment to the sport. Obviously overcoming serious injury and operation this year, but we'll see Hannah back to her best over the coming months.
You can even see that this morning, how committed she is, even when she's not winning the heat, to make sure she gets that second or third place to get a good time to get into a final. So heat number 4 of 5. Yeah, Raffaella Karga from Willis in 0. Madison Turner, Skipton in 1. Cassie Wild, University of Stirling 2. Emma Scully, City Glasgow 3. Katie Shanahan, City Glasgow 4. Caroline Sorensen, Danish Juniors in 5. Katie Taylor, City Glasgow 6. Alice Meldrum, East Kilbride 7. Maria Cabrelli from Dundee City Athletics 8. Bailey Wilkes, City Glasgow in 9. Extremely strong start from Cassie Wild, a member of our Gold Coast team, and off extremely strongly in this one. Entry time for Cassie in this 2:20.59. I don't know if 58 rather. I don't know if that's a mistake, but she's gone off very well indeed.
Looks easy, looks comfortable.
Katie Shanahan in that middle lane, I think just turning ahead of Caroline Sorensen, and also up there Madison Turner. Cassie Wild off extremely well in lane number 2.
Yeah, really smooth stroke, head dead still, and just letting it take over, and looks very comfortable at the moment. I'm sure she's going to go. Can't imagine her giving up this position unless she really eases up.
104.51 at halfway. Katie Shannon 108.14. Long way back in second place. Cassie Wild 4 or 5 metres clear. Katie Shannon's going extremely well in second place. She's also 3 or 4 clear of Caroline Sorensen. And also for that third place, Madison Turner from Skipton.
And one aspect of Katie Shanahan's racing is she'll always finish strong. Her conditioning of her races and her ability to finish a race is excellent. So you can see she's looks like she'll take this now. And the different swimmer back Cassie looks like at the moment. It's lower in the water, stroke slowed right down. I don't know if she's easing up or if she's just something strange happening. Yeah,
you don't know whether it's she's treating it just almost like a swim down, or she's just doing enough to qualify. But she's still looking pretty good on this time. 2:17, 2:18.53.
Yeah, so 104 and then a 116. It's
Cassie Wild, 2016, and third place 221.52 for Caroline Sorensen.
no, it's more than likely that she was maybe practicing something this morning, you know, for the opening 100 of her race, and then she'll try and put them together this evening with the two halves, the first and second 100. So, and we'll see a lot of different things happening potentially in the heats, but come the finals tonight, I imagine that people will be going for all out for their best times and racing performances.
Certainly 2:20.16. Cassie's time a little bit faster than Hannah Miley in that previous heat, so you see Lewis probably she knew she had enough in hand to qualify for this evening's final. So our final heat has Alice Knight from first in 0. Amelia Robertson, Newcastle Swim Team in 1. Scarlett Ferris, Dundee City Aquatics 2. Danielle Rayner, University of Stirling in 3. Catherine Greenslade, Edinburgh University 4. Orla Adams, University of Aberdeen in 5. Nicole Ryan, City of Oxford 6. Elise McQueenie, City Glasgow 7. Jacqueline McMillan, Carnegie 8. Barry Swanson, University of Aberdeen in lane 9. Catherine Greenslade, fastest on a 2:07.24 in this one. And well, it might be different tactics from Catherine. She's a little bit off the pace in this one, Lewis.
Yeah, we'll wait and see how it develops, but maybe setting off, maybe she's working on a second 100. It's I guess when you get to a certain level, you can't always perform at your best in every race, so you experiment in your races and you try things out, use it as a process. Try and get maybe part of your race right and then put them together for the more serious events they might have coming up in the future. But she's right there, and I'm sure she'll be strong at the end.
Now coming through to challenge Ellis McQueenie. Ellis, a youth development squad member, and going pretty nicely in lane 7, but here comes Catherine Greenslade, second at the Bucks University's meet.
Elise is going well. She's didn't swim as well as she wanted at the Scottish Nationals, but she certainly looks like she's comfortable and smooth here. Back to some of her backstroke races you would associate with Elise. But Catherine Greenslade just looks really comfortable. Length in her stroke, ranginess, power in every arm pull.
And well clear now in this one. It's all about second place. Interesting to see if youngster Ellis McQueenie can keep this going. Certainly having a very good swim in lane 7. But, with 50 to go, 142, 146 for Elise. Still going pretty well. Nicole Ryan, City of Oxford, trying to get on Thames with Elise for that second place. Certainly challenging now. Catherine Greenslade. It looks so easy, doesn't it, Lewis?
Yeah, it does. And you could see the difference even just off the turns. Catherine comes off the wall, she does 5 or 6 kicks, comes up at around 10 metres, and then some of the other girls behind just pop up, no kicks at the flags. So things that these young kids, if they watch back on the stream, can learn from an international experienced athlete like Catherine.
Well, we didn't get a finish time. I think it was somewhere around about the 2:16 mark. Nicole Ryan second in 2:22.67. And Danielle Rayner 2:23.85. There we have 2:16.03. Sometimes what happens if the swimmers have a very light touch.
There's about 2 pounds of force you have to put on the pad to make it stop.
So if that pad wasn't registered, thankfully, because we have judges there, we have a backup button, which is sometimes used as the time for the swimmer. That may well have been the case in that one. But no problem for Catherine. 2:16.03. Nicole Ryan and Danielle Rayner. Ellis McQueen, a good swim. 2:24.58 for her. So board will scroll through, and Ellis McQueen sneaks into the final.
That'll be an interesting final tonight. There's some youngsters and some older experienced athletes. Could be a good race in the 200 backstroke and different strategies going on as well. So find out what happens tonight.
So provisional finalists for the men's IM or A final: Lucas Stroberg, Mark Sharanek, Jack McMillan, Thomas Tapanius, Georgios Spanadokis, George Clough, Archie Goodburn, Nick Matanis, Callum Laurie, Cam Boyack, Zach Logie and Pierce Greening, the two reserves. So our first of the backstroke for the men, we have Ross Ernst, South Ayrshire in 0. Declan Hall, Wigan Best in 1. Carl Barrett, University of Aberdeen in 2. Struan Kingdom from Ren 96 goes in 3. Ben Jenkinson, Cockermouth in 4. Empty Lane in 5. In 6, Tom Brumwell from Chesterley Street. As Nono, Swim West Lothian in 7. Luke Porteous, East Lothian in Lane 8. 2:16 through to 2:18:70. Another strong start. Declan Hall from Wigan Best, extremely strongly in this one. Let's see if he can keep that pace going. 30:08.
Yeah, they're very aggressive for an opening 100 of the 200 backstroke.
Well, he did a 2:13:89 at the Northwest meet recently.
Okay, so he's
2:17:85. So
a better swimmer than his entry time then. He's going well.
Certainly well clear at this point. Going nicely in lane 6. Tom Bromwell, Chesterley Street. And 1:03:47 at the halfway mark. And the advantage is some 4 seconds.
Yeah, big lead for Declan.
Certainly the rest of the field well strung out here. Declan Hall must be 6-7 metres clear here. Certainly going still pretty strongly.
Yeah, stroke rate's dropped a little, but he's still going. And he might come off this last 50. Still got some underwater kicks in him, and he's just increased his aggression again here. So he's going well.
Well, that 2:13:89. I don't think he's going to get quite inside that. Might be somewhere around the 2:14, 2:15 mark. But he's finishing strongly. Well, he might just get pretty close to the 2:13 after all. Coming towards that final few metres, it is going to be near the 2:15 mark. Yep, 2:15:51. Tom Brumwell, 2:20:14. And third place on that far side, 2:21:93 for Ross Ernst.
Good swim from Declan, but you feel if a slight adjustment in his strategy might pay dividends for him, just going out that little bit steadier, even if it was just a little bit off the edge of his energy, just half a second slower, he might benefit in the back 50 a little bit. But he should have a second swim with that, or at least in with a chance of a second swim somewhere. So.
Yeah, should be good at least for the B final, you'd fancy. Talking about B finals, the men's IM: Nicholas Blanche, Carol Lomborg, Andrew McIntosh, Daniel Gutzidis, Arthur Elgard, Oliver Crosby, Nicholas Pyle, Tony Joe, Trent Oliver, Fraser Allison and Christopher Anderson. That's the B final. And the juniors: Cameron Allison, Jack Smith, Stephen Kravitz, John Keane, Pierce Greening, Angus Allison, Matthew Woodall, Greg Fairbairn, Jake Kirkham and Conor Massey. Samuel Chittleborough, Graham Baird, the 2 reserves. So our second of the 5 heats: Samuel Chittleborough, Wanderbass in 0. Kerr Lumsden, Moni Fife in 1. Michael Flynn, Cumbernauld in 2. Ewan MacDonald, Cumbernauld in 3. Sean Craigmile from East Lothian in 4. Alexander Harris, Stirling Swim in 5. Jake Kirkham from First in 6. Ian Rose, Wanderbass 7. Thomas Coates, Swim West Lothian 8. Elliot Miller from First goes in lane number 9. 2:13 to 2:15 in this one.
And Alexander Harris, the early leader. 10 metres off the wall, underwater, 6 underwater kicks. It's good.
And Alexander's been swimming pretty strongly this last few months. Youth development swimmer. third at the short Scottish Schools, sixth at Nationals, and comes into this on a 2:13.96 halfway mark, 2:06.01. Certainly they've got to pick the pace up to challenge their entry times. Also going pretty well is Michael Flint from Cumbernauld. Michael sub a minute in his local pool, in his local meet recently, so having a bit of fun doing backstroke. Going pretty well over that far side. Sean Craigmile now coming through. He's slow swimmer in lane 4 to take it up with 50 to go. 1:43, 1:41.52 is the split. So about 2 seconds slower. So we're probably looking at something like 2:16 for a finish time. And certainly Sean's finishing very strongly. Michael Flint and Alexander Harris, that looks to be the 1-2-3 at this stage. Ian Rose also trying to get into the mix. Ian Rose, I think, might get into third place at the death, but Sean Craigmile has had a very good last 50 and finishes very strongly indeed. We'll get that finish time. 2:16.01 is Michael Flynn. Again, that pad not reacting to the touch from Sean.
Yeah, they may need a bit of adjusting.
Ian Rose,
a couple of times that's happened now.
Ian Rose 2:17.49. And there we have time coming up, 2:15.05 for Sean. So coming back in roughly 33.5. Michael Flynn taking second. Ian Rose from Warner did just get into third ahead of Alexander Harris. So Sean Craigmile, maybe Michael Flynn, that might be good enough to get them into the B final. These lads, 17 and under is the age group for that. Talking about finals again, we'll give you the provisional A final for the 100 butterfly. Caroline Barnett, Gro Edmondson, Hannah Miley, Kiana McInnes, Tane Bruce, Emily Large, Kathleen Dawson, Katie Robertson, Emily Horn, Emma Reid, with Katie Goodburn and Krista Wilson, the two reserves. So the first of the 3 seeded heats. Thomas Hill, Southport in 0. Zach Logie, City Sunderland 1. Lucas Stroberg, Danish Juniors 2. Jack Munsey, Perth City in 3. David Evangelos. Makragianis, I think.
I'll go for
lane
it.
4.
Give it a shot.
Lucas Bremner in 5. Joe Watt, City Glasgow 6. Alfie Kelly, Newcastle 7. Liam Harkin from first. 8. Jamie Ferguson in lane number 9.
It's good having different nationalities here, and the Greeks and the Danish. It adds a little bit extra to the meet. And a little challenge for some of our nation's swimmers to challenge themselves against people they wouldn't necessarily always get to race. And we're really happy to welcome the Danes here and the Greeks and any other international athletes we have swimming at our Glasgow International meet. So
yeah, we had, as you say, Lewis, we had the Danish juniors here last year, which was great to see them competing and great to have them over again this year. But it's a big benefit to have the Greeks here with us. Not many Irish here. We had quite a contingent from Southern Ireland, but I think they've got other meets on their mind this weekend.
Yeah, it's just how things fall for different people and different preparation timings of the season.
We have a good contingent from the north of England coming up as well to add a little bit of spice for local swimmers from Scotland. So 1:30, 1:36 with the final 50 to go. Evangelos going very nicely indeed. Lucas Bremner turning in second place. He's another Danish junior champion, and also coming through very strongly. Third place, Gus Stroberg. And
really like Evangelos' technique. Smooth, no movement up and down, cutting through the water, efficient. And we'll see him back in the A final tonight.
204.21. It'll be a lot faster this evening. 207.89 for Lucas Bremner and Lucas Stroberg. 209.10. Jack Munsey, best Scott home. 211.02 in fourth place. And certainly that will get Jack at least into the junior final. Might even sneak him into the A or B final. Logan Eason, Stirling Swimming 0. Owen McBurney, Dumfries in 1. Ron Green in Cockermouth in 2. Stephen Milne, Perth City in 3. Elliot Clogg, City Sheffield 4. Charlie Brown, City Sheffield 5. Nicholas Pyle, Newcastle Swim Team 6. Nicholas Pedersen from Danish Juniors in 7. Fraser Wilson, Wander Bass 8. Matthew Cairns, Durham City goes in lane 9. Now Elliot Clogg will be strong fancy in this one. 6th at Edinburgh International.
So we saw Nick Pyle in the 200 IM, known more as a backstroker, so you could see him back doing what he generally does.
Well, 3 or 4 almost in a line at this early stage. I think it's just Charlie Brown in 5 with the advantage. And probably about half a metre advantage loose off that first turn. 28.85 for Charlie. Nicholas Pyle and Elliot Clogg. Stephen Milne also well there.
We've seen how it develops, because we've seen a lot of the early leaders on this 200 backstroke have not been there towards the end, so just managing that energy, where you use the energy and making sure you don't give too much on the first 50. It's all very close now.
You say Nicholas Pyle coming through in that backstroke, and Stephen Milne perhaps just sneaks it. 102 dead. And Milne and Pyle. So Elliot Clogg coming through to challenge in lane 4, and it's Elliot just with that slight advantage. Stephen Milne still going pretty well in lane 3. Nicholas Pyle, they're just beginning to pull away from the other swimmers.
Again, the early leader, Charlie, just fading a little bit. It's just not one on the first 50. You need to make sure you have that second half of the race. It's the most important. Oh, Charlie has found something again. He's upped his rate and he's coming back now.
Stephen Milne and Elliot Clogg is doing enough to qualify for the final this evening. As you say, Charlie Brown really flying in the final 50. And, you never know, he might actually get second place. Not quite. Stephen Milne's going to take this. 206.04. 206.53 for Elliot, and Charlie 207.37. Nicholas Pyle, Nicholas Pedersen 208.09 and 209.36. So 5 of the field under 210. 3 in that previous heat under 210. So probably something around a 207 or a 208 might be required to get them into an A final here. Tony Joe Trent Oliver will go in 0. Aaron Beckford, Derwent side in 1. Ryan Robertson, City Glasgow is in 2. Keir Edgar from first in 3. Craig McNally, University of Stirling in 4. Panagloritis Balonis from Greece in 5. Mark Ford, City Glasgow 6. Conor Massey, City Glasgow 7. Gianna Napolitano, University of Stirling in 8. And Finlay Saunders, Heart of Midlothian in lane 9. And a soon-to-be City Glasgow swimmer, I think, will be in lane 3, Keir Edgar. I believe Keir's moving over to study in Glasgow next year. So
I believe so. He'll be going to Ian Wright's group and top squad of the club.
So a number of your squad in this one: Conor Massey, Mark Ford, Ryan Robertson. But,
Yeah, they're always
Craig
they
McNally,
battle
of
away
course.
with each other in training, and so they'll be keen to beat each other when it comes to the racing environment.
Well, Panagiotis and Craig in 5 and 4. 28-30. Certainly about a body length clear at the moment. Craig McNally, always experienced just to qualify. And to this one, those two well clear of the rest of the field. Keir Edgar, best of the rest at the moment. As we approach halfway, and the Greek Panagiotis 1:00:07. Going pretty easily in this one.
Yeah, I think these two know exactly what they're doing. Just doing what needs to be done this morning. I'm not sure Craig's got out of bed just yet. He's strolling, really low, lengthy, low stroke rate, long strokes, but effective. That's all he needs for this morning. You might see him pick it up a little bit in the final 50. Craig often likes to do that.
And Beckford in 1, trying to challenge Keir Edgar. Keir Edgar much better on the longer of these, the 3 backstroke events. The backstroke 200 is certainly Keir's stronger event, and finishing very strongly in 3rd place in lane 3. But 2 middle lanes, as we say, just doing enough, very relaxed. Probably going to come in somewhere around the 2:06 mark. And 2:05:44, 2:06:17. Oh, it's very Ryan Robertson. Does Ryan get in to get 3rd place? No, Keir Edgar. 2:11:68 and Ryan 2:11:82. So everything under 2:10. All these swimmers, I think we've got 9 under the 2:10 mark. Not sure whether Keir Edgar, I think that Jack Munsey might sneak in 10th place if my maths is right. We'll find out in a wee minute. That was a pretty impressive swim from the 2 lads in the middle lanes there, Lewis.
Yeah, well, Jack Munsey just missing out in 11th place. Yeah, they're just comfortable, weren't they? Obviously experienced backstrokers, a great feel for the water and efficient. And I think if anyone tunes in this evening for the finals, you'll see a completely different type of stroke and different race. A little bit more excitement.
Well, I was right. Just there was 10 swimmers under the 2:10 mark there. Lewis 2:09:36. Jack Munsey on that 2:11:02 was the best of the ones over that, and he'll be in the B, either the B final or the junior final. So we move, as you can see, your camera is shot over to the bottom end of the pool. We've got 50s to finish with. We've got 50 free and 50 brace. So our first one is freestyle. Claire Wallace, Rain 96 in 0. Anne Hutchison, Edinburgh University 1. Olivia Mason, Wanderbass 2. Grace Conroy, City Sheffield 3. Izzy Winter, Newcastle in 4. Mary Swanson, University of Aberdeen in 5. Millie Milne, Wander 6. Natalie Jones, Wander 7. Grace Maskell, Derwentside 8. Drew Mackenzie, Swim West Lothian in 9. We may not get a chance to mention the clubs, but we'll do our best in this one. So 27 through to low 28s in this one, and over in lane 1. And Hutchison, Edinburgh University, the Lerwick swimmer, ex-Lerwick swimmer going well. Olivia Mason in lane 1, also well up there, and in lane 4 coming through very strongly in Izzy Winter. Oh, it's anybody's in that one. I think Grace Conroy, 28:00, just takes that. Olivia Mason, 28:08 rather, and Izzy Winter, 28:14. And Hutchison, 28:15. Very tight indeed.
Yeah, it looked at like Izzy for me, but it's just everyone going for the wall at the same time and stretching for the finish.
Asa Dollins, Lusner, Robin Crawford, Tulona Adula, Eva Alguera, Eva Corrigan, Sophie Lewis Ward, Amy Hutchison, Hayley Redpath, Abby Winstanley and Sophie Peterson. At the moment, very difficult to pick out a clear leader. It might just be lane number 5 with the advantage. Sophie Lewis Ward. It was 27.36. Sophie Peterson 27.77. And third place was to Wani Adelia. Camilla Broger Anderson in 1. Anna de Grossa in 0. Anna de Grossa 1. Jessica Law 2. Kira Sterica 3. Evie McLean 4. Amber Owen 5. Hannah Young 6. Kirsty McNair 7. Elise Cousins 8. And Alicia Bain in 9. Well, this
Not wasting any time getting through these.
It might be Kira Sterica, South Ayrshire in lane 3, Amber Owen in lane 5. Those two between them, Evie McLean, and in lane 7, Kirsty McNair. Oh, it's Kira Sterica in lane 3, she takes this. Over in lane 0, no, Kira Sterica 27.26, 27.51. Camilla Brogan Anderson in lane 0 got that second place. And third place, Evie McLean from Oxford. It's fast and furious. Lucy Ross 1 in 0s. Sophia Sela 1. Camilla Otterson 2. Emily Horn 3. Kate Clifton 4. Rachel Masson 5. Sophie Althoff 6. Elena Elging 7. Katie Shannon 8. And Mia McAllister in 9. First of the seeded heats. And maybe lane 3, Emily Horn. Also Sophia Sela in 1, Emily Horn, and coming through Kate Clifton in 4, the City of Sheffield swimmer. It's Kate Clifton and Rachel Masson. Rachel Masson, Emily Horn and Kate Clifton. Well, it was Emily Horn, didn't quite get that right. 26.58, 26.64.
Good finish from Emily. She didn't go for the wall first, but managed to get full extension right onto her side. And got her hand in, touching first. Importance of a strong finish on a 50 freestyle can make a huge difference.
Caitlin Cambrook 0, Jess Smith 1, Lotte Upan 2, Anita McCartney 3, Mona McSharry 4, Gulsa Monal 5, Julie Svendon 6, Ciara Tomasello in 7, Lucy Grieve 8, and Sashka Wade in 9. Empty lane in 3, but lane 4, Mona McSharry from Marlena. Irish swimmers going extremely well down this stretch here with the Youth Olympic Games, and takes that in 26.04. 27.48 Lucy Grieve, Jess Smith 27.49, Jess Smith on Wigan best. Good swim from Lucy Grieve from South Ayrshire in lane 8. Rachel Gillespie 0, Jane Brown 1, Anna Main 2, Elizabeth Ebsons 3, Lucy Hope 4, Caroline Barrett 5, Catherine Fleenslade 6, Emily Ladd 7, Cassie Weld 8, Elmer Gracie 9. No lane 9. Lucy Hope fastest in this one. Caroline Barrett, a nice start from her in lane number 5. And those two, Lucy Hope just getting into the lead now from Caroline. Also going well is Anna Main in lane 2. Lucy Hope's going to take this. Anna Main and Caroline Barrett. That's a very tight 26.07 Lucy Hope, 26.84 Caroline Barrett, and Catherine Greenslade 26.89 from Anna Main, 26.91. Almost impossible to get a winner, spot the winner in that one, Lewis.
Yeah. Well, I think Lucy had a clear advantage, but after that it was everyone together.
Yeah. Well, there we have Mona McSharry, 26.04 and 26.07.
26s mainly to make it into that A final, 127 sneaking in.
So now to guys. 6 heats ahead of us again. Just 4 go in this one. Looks like 4, or maybe.
We're missing a few as well.
We should have 5 swimmers in this one. Asper Dulac from Duns in 2. Benjamin Winterburn, Canforth in 3. Finlay Saunders, Heart of Midlothian 4. Jamie Claxton, Heart of Midlothian 5. And Max Sivita from Edinburgh University, I don't think goes in this one. So just the 4. 25.53 to 25.69. And Jamie Claxton perhaps just shades it. Benjamin Winterburn from Canforth in that black cap in 3, challenging Jamie. Jamie Claxton, it looks as though he's having a good battle on his hands with Benjamin. Well, Benjamin's going to take this. 25.45.
Well, I think
fact,
Jamie
it
got
was
it.
Jamie that got it. Again, that arm just stretching. 25.34. 25.45 for Benjamin Asper. 25.72 in 3rd.
Heart Midlothian swimmer sneak in the win.
Did indeed.
Hopefully that happens tomorrow. The cup final.
Well, yes, we'll be here giving you all the commentary, but
Not from the cup final though.
I had the chance of a ticket loose, but yeah, I gave it up to be here with you.
Well, I didn't give it up. I'm going.
Jay Cushion in 0, Ryan Robertson 1, Archie Dunn 2, Daniel Ferguson 3, John Houston 4, Gio Tratuli in 5, Ben Ferguson 6, Yusuf Batouf 7, Yazin O'Neill 8, Tom Brummel in 9. It might just be lane 4, John Houston with the advantage. Is John Houston from Gio Tratuli. 24.41, 24.97. Gio Yusuf 25.32.
I think John will be happy with that. Big
really
improvement on a 50.
Martin McInnes 0, Jamie Eason 1, Martin Cartu in 2, Norik Mashari in 3, Rudy McKinnon 4, Lewis Birrell 5, Lewis Maxwell 6, Elliot Miller 7, Graham Beard 8, Thomas English 9. Heat 3 of 6. 24.83 to 25.15. No lane 2, no Martin Cartu. Strong start in lane 0. Martin McInnes going well. Also in lane 3, Rick McSharry.
It's just be Martin, isn't it? I think. Yeah.
Still advantage over that far side. Lane 0, 1 and 3, I think. 24.82. Rudy McKinnon takes second, 25.19. Jamie Eason, 25.22. Rudy McKinnon lane 4 and Jamie Eason in lane 1. There must be something about that far lane.
There's been good swims out there.
Some cracking swims out of there
this morning
today.
I think we'll see Callum Bain, probably the hot favourite for this one.
So 0 to 9, Greg Fairbairn, Angus Nichol, Ryan Ferguson, Kyle Boyack, Callum Bain, Cameron Brooks Clark, Ramis Nicholson, Joe Watt, Maxwell Catterall and Lewis Hammond. And Callum Bain being challenged by Kyle Boyack in 3. But it's going to be Bain and Boyack in lane 6 perhaps. Nicholson 23.34 for Bain, 23.57 Boyack, and Nicholson 24.46.
Into the 23s now once we get to the seeded heats.
Fraser Meadows 0, Edu Hosanna 1, Ben Martin 2, Ross Leslie 3, David Cumberledge 4, Jack McMillan 5, Matthew Lindesbad 6, Chris Muir 7, Rory McKinnon 8, Marcus Cledson in 9. Well, no David Cumberledge unfortunately. Well, Jack McMillan Antti Lindbard in 5 and 6. Coming through, Ben Martin in 2 to challenge, and it looks as though it's possibly just Jack McMillan from Bangor that's going to take this. Ross Leslie finishing well is into second place, 23.63. Ross Leslie 23.81. Ben Martin 24.04 in third place. Just wait for that to be confirmed. Oh, pity David Cumberludge wasn't there. That would have been interesting if he'd been in the mix.
Yeah, it's a shame it's an empty lane. Hopefully someone didn't miss out.
Miles Lapsey in 0, Jack Toe in 1, Stephen Milne 2, Grant Henderson 3, Jack Thorpe 4, Curtis Coulter in 5, Eddie Watson 6, Tobias Dan Hansen 7, Jack McComish 8, Oscar Smiley 9. Jack Thorpe 21.98. Sure will do just enough to qualify for this one. Pretty good start from Jack. Grant Henderson and Curtis Coulter either side of him, and Grant Henderson going very well, and as is Stephen Milne in lane 2, and Chris Coulter now coming through in 5. Grant Henderson's got this pretty well wrapped up. Jack Thorpe 22.96. 23.56 for Grant Henderson, Stephen Milne 23.66, and Curtis Coulter 23.87.
Stephen's done some range of events this morning. 100 fly, 200 back, and 50 free.
Yeah. Not often he does butterfly, but good to see him still wanting to compete in a variety of events.
One of the toughest individuals I've ever come across in terms of training and commitment. And you can see it. Challenging himself on a range of different things. It's good to see from Stephen.
So we move to the girls' 50 breaststroke. I think I gave you the A final. The B final for the butterfly for the girls was Medley Jones, Tara Hayworth, Emily Ford, Lisa Riefkoff, Kate Clifton, Julie Svensson, Meg Finnan, Kirsten Laurie, Isabel Jones, and Jane Brown. Junior final, Amelia Robertson, Grace Conroy, Jo Hobsley, Ellie Turner, Katie Goodburn, Krista Wilson, Natalie Jones, Ciara Thomas-Hello, Eve Corrigan and Millie Milne, with Emma Russell and Anna O'Brien the reserves. So 50 breaststroke. Ellen McPhee in 1, Lauren Lacey 2, Erin Aitchison 3, Fern Crichton 4, Ailey Davidson 5, Molly Cannon 6, Hannah Thompson 7, Ashley Merson in 8. We have an empty lane in lane 3.
And lane 0. Oh no, there's nobody in 0, sorry. My fault.
Ellen McPhee, one of your proteges, I think it's last that you currently train, going well in lanes 1, but Fern Crichton from Perth City coming through very strongly indeed, the 14-year-old. 35.74 her entry time. She's going to be pretty close to that. 35.67, a little improvement there. Second place was Elle McPhee, 36.77, and Lauren Lacey, 37.15, takes third.
Yeah, Ellen, only 12 years old. Nice breaststroker. Really has ability to learn quickly, and that's what's more interesting to me, is she picks up things and very coachable. So she has a good future ahead of her.
Scottish Schools champion. Abby Winstanley is in 0. Lisa Lumsden 1. Eva Simpson 2. Anna Colston 3. Megan Ruddy 4. Eleanor Gracie 5. Anne Hutchison 6, Christy Wicklow 7, Kirsten Russell 8, as Lapsley in 9. We have an empty lane in 5. And, going very well is Alicia Lumsden in lane 1. There, Amy Winstanley in 0. Coming through in 3, Anna Colston from first. It might just be Anna Colston in lane 3 who's got the advantage. Very close for second, Anna Colston. Lane 1 in possibly lane 0. Alicia Lumsden, I think, got second, but Anna Colston 35.35. Abby Winstanley 36.02 takes second, and Megan Roddy 36.03 from East Kilbride in third place. It's a nice strong finish from Anna than that one. 35.43, 35.35, the improvement. Ashley Jolly in 0, Jennifer Muir 1, Catherine Danes 2, Lewis Ross in 3, Katie McKenzie 4, Sophie Hull 5, Sophie Milburn 6, Isla Walker 7, Sashka Wade 8, and Sophie Huggin in 9. 35 through to 35.37. It's looks like lane 2, Catherine Danes from Halstead, Jennifer Muir from Kirkintilloch and Kilsyth going well. And in 8, Sashka Wade coming through, Sophie Huggin in 8, Ella Walker in 7. At the advantage in lane 2, lane 2, 4, and possibly in 8. Katie McKenzie taking second, Catherine Danes 36.18. 35.18 rather, Katie McKenzie 35.27. Sashka Wade did in lane 8 get third place 36.18. Well, eyesight's not too bad to get a 1, 2, 3 in that one, Lewis, across the field.
Yeah, it's difficult when it's just the times come up on the board. It's
Kira
usually
Davison,
you get little.
Kira Davison 0, Yvonne Brown 1, Sophia Sila 2, Astrid Nielsen 3, Katie Robertson 4, Annabelle Gunjungsen in 5, Ellie Riley 6, Ellie Redpath 7, Victoria Dawson 8, Yasmin Ali in lane 9. Well, Katie Robertson, Scottish Gold Squad member, going very nicely. Astrid Nielsen from the Danish juniors challenge her. Those two will be pretty comfortable to get into the final. Katie and Astrid going very nicely indeed. And Katie Robertson, well, it's tight on the touch.
Very close. Different styles, but both very fast and effective.
32.30 for Katie, Astrid 32.32, and Sophia Sila 33.37. So 3 under the 34 mark. So that may well be the target for the next 2 heats at the first of the 3 seeded heats. So our second of these 3 seeded heats, heat 5, Rebecca Keatley in 0. Zoe McDonald in 1, Bridget Missouri in 2, Orla Adams 3, Cara Hanlon 4, Thea Blumsenberg in 5, Victoria Pallinson 6, Amber Owen 7, Carla Nimmo 8, Anna de Grossa in 9. Well, the centre lane should be prominent, Cara Hanlon. Edinburgh University in 4, going very nicely. Orla Adams in 3, Bridget Missouri in 2, and 5, Thea Blumsterberg. Cara Hanlon looks pretty strong in this, Lewis.
Yeah, just pulling away with every stroke now.
Cara, Thea and
so
Bridget, 32.04. Second place, 33.25 was Thea, and Bridget 33.34. So again, 3 girls under the 34 mark, so that should comfortably get them into the final. Our last heat is Natalie Coogans, University of Stirling 0, Kira Sterica, South Ayrshire 1, Ryber Anderson, Danish Juniors in 2, Zan Pinfold, City Oxford 3, Mona McSharry, Marlins in 4, Katie Goodburn, Warner 5, Eve Thompson, University of Stirling 6, Nicole Reynolds, Finns 7, Aoife Marley from Witham in 8, Alicia McClory, Southport in 9. Mona McSharry looking good in 4, Katie Goodburn, Izzy Penfold either side of her. Mona McSharley looks strong in this one, Lewis.
Yeah, just building momentum. An experienced international swimmer now, Mona, so you can see her class is coming through in the last 15 metres here. And pretty comfortable in the end, I think.
Katie Goodburn, 33.15 takes second, and 33.25 third place. Here Ryber Anderson, and one other swimmer, Izzy Pinfold, I think. So there we are, 10 swimmers, all under the 33 mark, getting into the final. So that concludes the girls' events for this morning, Lewis. So the last event is boys 50 breast.
a couple of swim-offs, I believe, as well,
Yes,
just hearing
yeah,
over the big
yeah.
speaker. So.
So Lewis Thompson in 1, Gavin Roberts 2, Joshua Mitchell 3, Jonathan Tye in 4, David Blair 5, James Peterson in 6, Sam Glenn 7, Archie Forrester in 8. We're ready to go in this one. It's been pretty fast and furious all morning. 32.31 to 32.63 in this one. 3 non-seeded heats and then 3 seeded heats to finish us. A very strong start in lane 4 from Jonathan Tye, Edinburgh University. Joshua Mitchell from Warder coming back at him in lane 3, and also Archie Forrester, Borough of Kirtlees, going very nicely in lane number 8, and James Peterson from Wirral Metro in 6. It looks as well, it's lane 6, I think. He's just going to take that from lane 3. James Peterson 32.31, Joshua Mitchell 32.44, David Blair in 3rd place 32.55. Well, that last 5 metre surge, James Peaton
you'll
from
get there
Wirral,
eventually.
getting tongue-tied. Yeah. Oliver Will in 0, David Rowan 1, Murray Pritchard 2, Jamie Eason 3, Marius Crongelis 4, Gregor Swinney 5, Callum Barnes 6, Jonathan Borland 7, Liam Murphy 8, Ollie Carr in 9. Lane 4 and 5, Marius Crongelis, Gregor Swinney. Marius going well, David Rowan in lane 1 also prominent. Maybe it'll just be lane 1, David Rowan from Kilmarnock. It's pretty close. Marius Crongelis,
Going to be on the finish.
Marius, David, and in 5, Gregor Swinney. Let's see if that's how it finishes. Marius 31.74, David 31.83, Gregor Swinney 32.25. Was indeed the 1, 2, 3. And to heat 3, Matthew McLaughlin 0, Matthew Garrity 1, Lewis Bailey 2, Sandy Forizak in 3, Jonathan Chung Lee in 4, Brody Hewson 5, Oscar Hield 6, G Manners 7, Craig Barnes 8, Zach Logate 9. That empty lane, well, it isn't an empty lane. I thought it was an empty lane there. Brody Hewson.
But I went past 50 metres on his breaststroke start, so that's okay, but long distance underwater for a 50 breaststroke.
Matthew McLaughlin, Lewis Bailey in lane 1, and coming through Sandy Foziak in lane 3. It's over that far side. Lane 2, 1 and 3. Looks like Lewis Bailey, Matthew Garrity, Sandy Foziak. We'll confirm that. Lewis Bailey 31.15, Matthew Garrity 31.26, Sandy Foziak 31.29. Is indeed the 1, 2, 3. So Mark Stoops 0, Lawrence Langley 1, Matt Sharanek 2, Jack McComish 3, Zach Eachison 4, Ed Corby 5, Joel Harlan 6, Cameron Muir 7, Yusuf Batouf 8, Jack Green 9. That's the first of the seeded heats. Strong start, Zach Aitchison in 4. Good start also, Joel Harlan in 6. Advantage certainly with Zach in this one. Zach Aitchison looking very strong in the last 10 metres. Zach Aitchison from Aaron and Mark Sharanek, I think, 28.62. Aaron Corby 29.02. Mark Sharanek 29.49. Jack McComish 29.74, also under the 30 seconds. So we have Will Murray 0, Andrew McIntosh 1, Max Hagan 2, Usain Cook 3, Ross Murdoch 4, Archie Goodburn 5, Ewan Leslie 5, Ewan Leslie 6, George Clough 7, Ross Neely 8, and Morick McSharry in 9. Archie Goodburn off to a good start in lane 5, but Ross Murdoch upsides him now in lane 4. Ross Murdoch now just forging ahead of Archie Goodburn. Those two going well. Usain Cook in 3 from Limerick up there at Ross Archie, and it's on the touch. Max Hagan maybe just gets the 3rd place from Usain Cook. It was that. Ross Murdoch 28.04, Archie 28.50, and Max 29.26. And 6 swimmers under the 30-minute mark there in that one. So Thomas Cannon in 0, Andrew Hosey 1, Ross Young 2, Nicholas Quinn 3, Craig Benson 4, David Murphy in 5, Conor Bryan in 6, John Keane 7, Scott McClay 8, Casper Julik in 9. Craig Benson should be strong fancy in this one, 27.33, David Murphy 27.99 in lane 5, and he has had a good start, David Murphy. Also a good start from Scott McClay. Scott McClay in 8. Going out really strongly. Two lads in the middle. Craig Benson, David Murphy. The form in this one. And Benson and Murphy. It's Murphy, Benson, and in lane 3, Nicholas Quinn. 28.28 for Murphy, 28.50 Benson. Nicholas Quinn, 29.54. Conor Bryan 29.67. That might sneak him into the final, Conor.
Yeah, got potential for a
Not quite.
great final in that this evening. Some real international medalists and talent in there, so looking forward to that one. It's been a good morning overall, with a couple of swim-offs still to go.
Yeah, we'll bring you that very shortly. We'll give you the A final for the butterfly. Ross Leslie, Stephen Milne, Cole Hewitt, Cameron Brooks Clark, Asmund Nicholson, Mark Elric, Perry Gardner, Tobias Stan Hansen, Tom Downs, and Harry Lewis Mitchell. B final, Oliver Norgard Frost, Ruben Vista, Jonathan Tye, Gregor Swinney, Nicholas Quinn, Mark Ford, Jonah Walsh, Jack Toe, Oliver Crosby, and John Houston. The reserves for that A final were Morgan Berryman and Ryan Brown, and our junior final, Callum Aitchison, Ian Rose, Lewis Hammond, Aidan Brown, Lewis Maxwell, Fraser Kelly, Maximilian Bolcato, Dave Cushion, Fraser Wilson, and John Keane. Liam Harkin and Oscar Smiley are the provisional reserves. So all these provisional, because we do have heats this afternoon.
200 IM swim off.
Don't often get that. Callum Baird and Samuel Chittleburgh.
So we'll top this off morning nicely. Been a good morning of swimming. Not so good, I spilt my coffee and I gave myself a paper cut.
Well,
just there, it's great.
So the two reserves, Callum, not Callum Chittleburgh, I'm doing his younger brother a disservice. Samuel Chittleburgh from Warner Bass and Graham Baird from Scotia, 2:19.53. That's what they did earlier on. So the red cap of Warner Baths in lane 5, that's Samuel Chittleburgh. The bluey green cap of Scotia just up the road from us.
Swim-offs are an interesting thing. It usually brings out the best in people, so I wouldn't be surprised if they both go faster than their heat time. And unfortunately someone has to miss out. Really difficult if you get behind in a swim-off. It's hard to bring yourself back into it, but it's interesting with a 200 IM, with the way that the race can develop with the different strokes, so we could be in for an exciting one.
Well, we know how good Warner are at the breaststroke with their swimmers. They do perform extremely well on breaststroke, so Samuel Chittleburgh already out with a very strong advantage at halfway. Graham Baird, a very strong freestyler. Well, advantage just about a second and a half. Still much the same, but not much change with half of that breaststroke section gone. This looks
Yeah, it's just
pretty good for Samuel here.
Samuel just pulling away on the breaststroke. It's going to be a hard task for Graham to get back on terms on the front crawl. If he can come off this wall fast and get onto his freestyle while he's coming in on breaststroke, he'll open up even bigger advantage.
Well, advantage best part of 2.5 seconds, and you can't see with 50 to go any
I'm
other.
not sure, it's going to be close.
I know that Graham is a very strong freestyler. He's certainly finishing very strongly, and he's got to really finish like a train.
I
And
think
you
he might
never
just
know.
take
It's an interesting finish. Graham Baird is finishing like a train and does get it up.
It brings out the best in people 3 seconds quicker. You know, if they could have just done that in the heat, they wouldn't have had to bother with the swim off.
Well, 2:16.45. That certainly would have qualified them very easily indeed if they'd done even a second faster in the heats.
Yeah.
And we have a swim off for the 53. We have Sophia Althoff and Julie Svensson.
It's kind of where you'd more expect the swim offs to come from. And I have seen it before when they've tied a swim off too, so it's can be pretty likely in a 50 freestyle that they tie. So see how this goes.
This for the B final. So Sophia, University of Stirling, and Julie Svensson from the Danish juniors in lane 5, and a little between the two at the moment.
I just watched the scoreboard. I'm not sure we'll be able to see much on the finish here.
Julie had the advantage at halfway, and just pulling out a little bit extra at the death. 27.24, 28.53. Well, it was 27.53 they did in the heats earlier on, and
I'm not sure that's the right time for. Yeah, 27.6.
That looks a bit better for Sophia. 27.24. That 28, as you say, looked a bit odd. So that will mean that Julie gets, I think, into the B final provisionally anyway. And Sophia will be will effectively drop out in that one. So I think that's everything for this morning, Lewis.
Yeah, that concludes, I think, and it was a good morning overall. I'm looking forward to seeing the swimmers in the finals tonight, but of course we've got the afternoon session coming up too.
Yeah.
With some of our younger swimmers.
Yeah, come back with us this afternoon. We start the session at 12:15. It's effectively the same programme again as we had this morning, but the opportunity for a lot of these younger swimmers to try and either maybe get into probably more a B final if possible, or certainly junior finals will be very much up for grabs.
Yeah, I think with certainly the junior ones there might be chances for them, so they'll have to step up, but you know they'll see what's required, and hopefully they can put some swims together and get themselves a second swim.
Okay, thank you everyone, and we'll be back later on. So from Lewis and myself, thanks for joining us for session 1.
Thank you.
stay.